Welcome. Today, we're going to unpack the core ideas from a book that has genuinely changed millions of lives, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. We're going to explore how a moment of deep personal crisis led to a discovery that is, believe it or not, incredibly simple, yet totally life-altering.
It all began with this one thought. Now, for most of us, a thought like that might just be a fleeting moment of frustration. But for Eckhart Tolle, this wasn't just a bad mood. It was the spark, the catalyst for a complete spiritual awakening that would become the foundation for everything he teaches. You see, this whole powerful concept wasn't born in some peaceful monastery. No, it was forged in a moment of intense personal crisis. It's a journey that literally takes us from the absolute edge of despair to a state of profound peace. Can you imagine? Until he was 29, Tolle's life was just one of quiet, constant misery. He describes it as living with this nonstop anxiety, with these deep, dark waves of suicidal depression. And it all just came to a head one night when he woke up with this feeling of absolute, unbearable dread. And right there, in that moment of peak suffering, this really strange thought just popped into his head. It was so peculiar, so odd, that it stunned him. It literally stopped his mind cold. And that created a tiny gap in the constant stream of thinking, and in that gap, the false, suffering self that his mind had created, well, it just collapsed. What Tolle realized in that moment is what he believes is the root of almost all our suffering as human beings. Our minds are trapped in a prison, not a physical one with bars and walls, but a prison of what he calls psychological time. So Tolle makes a really crucial distinction here. On one hand, you've got clock time. That's the practical stuff. We need it to set appointments, plan our day, function in the world. But then there's psychological time, and this, he says, is the trap. This is our mind's obsession with replaying the past or worrying about the future, the very thing that creates all our regret and anxiety. It pulls us out of the only moment that's ever actually real. And this obsession with psychological time, that's the fuel for the ego. That little voice in our head? The ego builds this false identity, this whole story of me, out of things like our job, our possessions, our past experiences. It tells you that you are these things. But according to Tolle, this is all an illusion. None of it is who you truly are. So, if we're all stuck in this prison of the mind, what's the escape plan? Well, the answer is profound, but it's also incredibly simple. It's not hiding in the past or waiting for us in the future. It's in the one place we almost always overlook. And this is it, the core concept, the now. The present moment isn't just one tick of the clock among many. Tolle says it's the only moment that ever truly exists. Your entire life, every single second of it, unfolds in the now. This is the key. It's the portal to freedom from the mind and all the suffering it creates. Now, this is a pretty radical idea. Tolle argues that our problems, the way we usually think about them, they can't actually exist without psychological time. They're always projections, either regret about something that's already happened or fear of something that might happen. In the pure, simple present moment, they just dissolve. Let's just try this out. I'm asking you, directly, if you set aside any thoughts about tomorrow or your bills or what happened last week, at this exact instant as you're listening to my voice, do you have a problem? The chances are the answer is no. In the now, you're just here, you're breathing, you're existing. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually turn this from a concept into a real, practical tool we can use anytime, anywhere? Well, Tolle offers some really simple ways to ground yourself in the present moment. So here are 3 super powerful keys. First, watch the thinker. This just means noticing your thoughts without getting swept away by them. You become the silent witness. Second, feel your inner body. Simply shift your attention to the feeling of aliveness inside you, in your hands, your feet. It's a powerful anchor to the now. And third, and this one is huge, accept what is. Just stop fighting with the reality of this moment. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's not about being passive or just giving up. It's about ending that inner war with reality. See, once you accept the isness of the moment, you can then act with way more clarity and power because you're working with life instead of against it. So what happens when you actually start living with this awareness? The shift is profound. It's the difference between being trapped in the movie playing in your head and actually experiencing life directly. This is another really vital distinction Tolle makes. You have your life situation, which is all that mind stuff, your past, your future, your problems, your story. But then you have your life with a capital L. And that is your raw, unfiltered experience of being alive, right here in this moment. It is always only now. So by learning to shift your focus from that complicated, mind-made life situation to your actual life, which is always now, you become free. All the fear, all the negativity, the endless stream of problems, they're all attached to your story, not to the reality of this moment.
We're going to end with this powerful question from the Zen tradition, one that Tolle uses a lot. Now, this isn't a question you're supposed to answer with your mind. It's a tool. It's designed to cut right through all that mental chatter and drop your attention deep into the present moment, where you just might discover that right here and right now, absolutely nothing is lacking at all.